Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Wednesday, and that means tonight was AEW Dynamite. And I'm just going to say, Dynamite was an all right show until the end, until Hangman Page burnt down Swerve's house. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, they did it. So when they played the video earlier in the day on social media, when they aired that video, or not aired, but when they posted that video on social media of, Swerve bought his childhood house. My first thought was, Hangman's going to show up and destroy the house. Nick messaged me and goes, Hangman going to burn that thing down. And I was like, I don't know if they go that far, but he's going to wreck the house. But they went that far. Nick was right. He said they're going to burn the house down, and they freaking burned the house down. I thought Hangman was awesome in the segment. I thought his delivery was perfect. I thought he was fantastic. Going through the house, talking about Swerve and his family. He's got the selfie stick filming himself and everything. I thought that was perfect because it showed that he just showed up and was crazy as fuck and was going to burn this house down. Now, I've seen a lot of comparisons to the segment where Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's barn or shed or whatever you want to call it, where Sister Abigail was buried. And everyone's like, WWE already did this. Oh, they're just copying WWE. How many things in pro wrestling nowadays are already been done? Have already been done and are copying others? Like, come on. Everything's basically already been done. At least most things have already been done. Whether you're WWE, AEW, TNA, or whatever, doing segments and storylines and whatnot. Just about every kind of storyline you can think of by now has been done. But you do it in a different way. When WWE did it, the storyline was, I'm burning down this shed because it's the burial plot of Sister Abigail. The way they did it tonight for AEW was, you came into my house, you disrupted my family's life. Well, I'm going to take away something from you and your family. I'm going to burn down your childhood house. So, yes, we've seen somebody burn somebody's belongings down before. But you change it up and you do it in a different kind of storyline. So I hate all the comparisons right now on Twitter of going, never saw this. Randy did it better. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. I love the way the AEW did it. Because it was Swerve with a selfie stick. You see it in his hand, filming himself going through this house and doing all of this. Setting up the camera. There you go. With WWE, it was Randy Orton's here and he's got a camera crew. Multiple cameras at that. So it was like, this was cool. This was awesome for the time that it happened. What was it, 2017? But I like the way AEW did a little better. Because it shows you that it wasn't, oh, hey, I need a camera crew to come with me. I'm going to burn this guy's house down or whatever. No, it was just, the way they played it up was, Hangman found where the house was, drove out to the house, and burned that fucker to the ground. Also, the way it was shot on TV, I get it. It was supposed to not be shot in high quality because the way they wanted you to think it was just Hangman there doing it himself. But this photo that they released, let me pull this up on the screen. This photo that they released, oh boy. This photo is awesome. Let me pull it up here. Show you here on the screen. This photo here. Let's full screen it. Why didn't I want to transfer over? There we go. This is an awesome photo. This is such a cool photo. Hangman just sitting there. Well, the house is burning behind him in an inferno. He's just drinking his whiskey or his bourbon or whatever it is. Probably whiskey because it's Hangman. So yeah, I really like this. I thought this was really cool. Really awesome shot here of Hangman Page just letting it burn. And then, of course, the way, we'll talk about all of it once we get to it, but the way Swerve was selling it in the ring, just about crying and just like, no, don't do it. Similar to Bray Wyatt. And again, there's a lot of similarities because, yes, this has already been done. But at the same time, it's like, but they did it with a different story. So there you go. Most things in wrestling, quote, have already been done. So, just saying. But looking forward and looking at everything here, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat, just like Esports Gaming Rules Day, where he states, quote, Mayu Iwatani is retiring from competing from the Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix to focus on the defending of the IWGP Women's Championship, and Stardom fans were freaking out. Okay, so I'm going to finish reading your thing here, but then I'm going to preface with, I have no comment because I have no backstory or history on any of this. I don't really follow Stardom, so I don't know any of this, but I'll finish reading your comment and appreciate it. He says, defending the IWGP Women's Championship, and Stardom fans were freaking out, and so Marigold fans are Marigold fans freaking out. Look like Mayu is going to have a big summer 2025. Yeah, again, I have no context for any of that because I don't really follow Japanese women's wrestling. So I don't know any of that is going on. But thank you for the bit donation. Also, remember on Twitch, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube and help us out over there. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. If you want to help us out in another way, you can do so by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. Even if it's just at the $1 tier, we greatly appreciate that, whether that's here on YouTube or patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Also, remember to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. You can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting in on that end of summer sale. Maybe you want Star Wars Outlaws that just came out, Black Myth Wukong that's taking the world by storm, or you're claiming one of the free games. Right now, the free games are Flat Out Classic Edition and Wild Card Football. Starting tomorrow, the free games are Football Manager 24 and Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts. Also, remember, there's new Spider-Man skins available in Fall Guys. You can get Spider-Man Peter Parker. You can get Spider-Man Miles Morales, also known as Spin. And you can get Spider-Gwen, also known as Ghosty. You can get all of them in Fall Guys. And when you do, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout. But with all of that, we got AEW Dynamite to talk about. Excuse me. As far as Dynamite does go, Dynamite comes on the air with Excalibur welcoming us to the show alongside Tony Schiavone and Taz. Daniel Garcia then storms down to the ring, demanding MJF and refusing to wait until All Out. MJF's voice is then heard singing, Danny Boy, oh Danny Boy, as he's shown up in the crowd surrounded by security. MJF is up there sipping some wine, as he doesn't want to have Garcia to have any excuse before he breaks his pencil neck at All Out. Also, MJF's wearing white, and when MJF wears white, it means someone's going to bleed. It means he's going to get blood on that jacket. That's just how MJF is. He wears white when he wants blood to be on his clothes. Unlike Garcia, he doesn't attack people from behind, he said. And my notes just froze. Give me 1 second to hit the refresh button here. Oh, Google Notes or Google Docs. All right, where were we? Unlike Garcia, he doesn't attack people from behind like a coward and a emaciated skinhead hooked on Ozempic. Garcia said that everyone knows what MJF says is a lie and fake. From his tan to his makeup to cover his acne to a strip to turkey to get hair transplants. It didn't even work. Is that true, though? Did he really get hair transplants in Turkey? Anyways, Garcia said the fakest thing about MJF is his love he claims to have for AEW. MJF doesn't love the fans like Garcia does and can get as many fake tattoos as he wants. The crowd won't believe him. Garcia is obsessed with ruining MJF's life and wants to make sure that his loved ones suffer as well. If MJF can ever find a woman to care about him longer than a year, marry her, get a house, have a kid. But now, every time you pick up that ugly ass baby, you'll find a tingle in your neck to your toes. And he'll think about Garcia. MJF's kids will ask him, were you ever a wrestler? And MJF will have to say he was, but Daniel Garcia ended his career. And I'm like, that was a good line if he wasn't dating Alicia too. If, he didn't have another relationship very quickly after his engagement ended, whoever that other girl was, I don't even know, she's a painter. If none of that, like if he never dated Alicia, got with Alicia afterwards, then I'd be like, okay, that's a good line. But he's been with Alicia too for, I want to say, about a year, or if not longer. So yeah, the line didn't work for me because we know we're some real life stuff. Anyways, MJF stood up and applauded that Garcia learned how to speak, but he said that he has a lot more maturing left to do. Garcia doesn't realize that when MJF dumped him on his head, he was doing him a solid. The fans used to love MJF, but when he got too big, he turned on him too. Garcia doesn't want their love to win or to win championship gold. The more he rises in his spot, the more the fans will want him to fall. MJF will do Garcia a favor this Saturday and make sure the fans won't hurt him the way they hurt MJF. And he'll do that by putting Garcia in a wheelchair. He said, then there's only one person that you could trust, your mother. She will take care of you while you're lying on your back on the bed. And that won't be the first you won't be the first person that she's taking care of on their back. This pisses off Garcia and he sprints over the barricade. He tried to get to MJF, but there were many security guards in his way. He's breaking free of all of them. The race is on, and he made it to MJF, who, broke a bottle over his head. MJF sipped more wine before sitting next to an unconscious, bloody, kind of bloody, not really much blood, but bloody, Daniel Garcia. MJF said, in this life, every man must go through hell before reaching paradise. Garcia has woken something in MJF that's been dormant for far too long. This Saturday, MJF will send Garcia straight to paradise, and he can thank him later. MJF then kissed the bloody head of Garcia and stood tall. This is really good. I liked it to an extent. I thought it was a really good segment. I thought both men delivered well. But it's just more of the same from MJF, if I'm going to be completely honest. Sexual jokes, sexual references, the mom, dad, whatever, your dumbass family jokes and this and that. And yeah, I don't know. It's just more of the same from MJF. But very good delivery, as always, I will say. And Garcia, killing it. Best Garcia we've ever seen. So, Renee Paquette's in the back with a conglomeration. Sans Tomohiro Ishii, who I believe has gone back to Japan. As Willow Nightingale and Chris Stanlander will face-to-face this week on Collision. Wait, did I write that right? Hold on. I thought it was All Out. I might have wrote that wrong. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me double check that I heard that right. I think I wrote it wrong, but let me double check. I'm going to see something really fast. Yeah, I heard it wrong. I don't know why I wrote Collision. It's Dynamite. It's still listed for Dynamite. I'm looking here. Dynamite. But no title on the line, it looks like, at least on this graphic. Graphic does not show a title on the line. So technically, I don't think this is the end of Willow and Statlander. Anyways. They're going to meet it All Out. Will Ospreay walks in as he asks Kyle O'Reilly words of wisdom tonight as Mark Briscoe ran down his phone call he had with him before. Briscoe did his usual hype speech, saying that the word of the day is stupendous. As his trios match tonight is as stupendous as it gets. Everyone gets all amped up. Orange Cassidy, didn't move a muscle. He just stood there and was like, go. Okay. Let's go. I don't know why I wrote Collision. Weird. Also, speaking of Collision, Collision is going to air Friday. head-to-head with SmackDown, the final SmackDown on Fox. Then they're going to have another hour of Rampage. 3 hours of AEW programming on Friday night. Ugh. Oh, I wonder how that's going to go over. Anyways, Don Callis joined commentary for our next match. It was the Continental title on the line, Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher. Not really sure why Kyle Fletcher got the match. All Tony Khan said was, he beat Ishii on Collision, so he's getting a title shot. What? Does that make any goddamn sense? At all. Anywho. Don Callis joined commentary as Fletcher has his right bicep taped up quite a bit. Not sure why. Okada backed Fletcher to the ropes and did his clean break before the pace quickened. And there was a series of counters here, and then we led to a stalemate. Callis said that he's all about greasing the wrist, so Okada couldn't hit the Rainmaker. Fletcher sent Okada crashing outside and followed him with a dive leading to a picture-in-picture break. When things returned from the break, both men were slugging it out until Fletcher ran through a lariat into his own. There's a spinning out slam that netted Fletcher a near fall. Okada was able to hit an air raid crash neck breaker to gain control. Then goes to the top rope and connects with an elbow, which led to a middle finger to the crowd. But Fletcher dodged a Rainmaker attempt into a Michinoku driver for a 2. Okada then wisely went to the top, but Fletcher told the ref to stop counting in order to go outside. Okada was playing possum and spiked Fletcher with a DDT before going to the apron, looking for a tombstone, but Fletcher got free. There's a thrust kick into a brain buster on the apron that connected, similar to what Fletcher hit on Ishii on Collision on Saturday, as both men collapsed on the floor into the next commercial break. Okada then had the money clip applied when things did return, but Fletcher broke free and hit a thrust kick. There's a corner charge boot that led to Okada floating over a brainbuster, drop kicking the leg out and sending Fletcher crashing to the outside. Okada then hit a running boot, sending Fletcher over the barricade as Okada tried a draping DDT, but Fletcher countered into a brainbuster on the barricade. Fletcher then cleared the rail with a somersault dive and then went to the crowd to celebrate. Callis said that every second is precious as Fletcher brought Okada back inside for an elbow drop, but played to the crowd, and Callis got furious, saying that he's wasting time. Fletcher did the Rainmaker pose, but Okada rolled through a backslide into a Rainmaker of his own. Keeping the wrist control, Okada hit another. He went for a third, but Fletcher did counter. There's a wild series of counters that led to Fletcher hitting a half and half and a jumping tombstone for a 2. With 1 minute remaining in the time limit here, remember 20-minute time limit in the Continental title matches, Fletcher went to the top, but Okada pulled referee Rick Knox in front of him. Fletcher then went after Okada, who did the ripcord into a Rainmaker, hit a low blow, and then the lariat to steal the victory. So Okada cheated, but did get the win. Honestly, all Okada really had to do was make sure that the time limit came, and then he was good. But nope, he beat this boy and retained his title. Good match, though. I thought these two worked very well together. We then see video footage of Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana outside Swerve's childhood home, which he was just able to buy thanks to his new AEW contract. Nick in the chat over on Twitch, he says, I'll be real, I do love Kyle, but Fletcher looks like the whitest of white people I've ever seen. It's almost funny. Yeah, especially once he dyed the hair blonde. Oof. Makes it look even worse. Let me see. Yeah, when the hair was darker, didn't look as bad. But when he dyed the hair blonde, I don't know. So then we had Jamie Hayter versus Robin Renegade. Yeah, there's nothing to this, really. It was just a Jamie Hayter win. Nothing to this match at all. Renegade tried a quick start, but Hayter just a motor down with a shoulder tackle. Saraya and Harley Cameron were shown watching backstage, unimpressed. Remember, we still need that Jamie Hayter-Saraya match. Hayter no-sold dropkick and waffled Renegade with a violent lariat. Hayter was sent to the corner and ate a double knees, but again, Hayter exploded with a charging boot. Renegade then hung up Hayter between the ropes and hit a double stomp. But Hayter countered a leaping Renegade into a snap power slam. There are multiple backbreakers here that led to a Hayter raid and the victory. With that, Jamie Hayter does pick up the win over Robin Renegade. Commentary said that Hayter won't rest until she gets her revenge on Saraya. So remember, Because some people were like, what's this whole thing with Saraya? Remember, when she had to go out for her injury, which she talked about, she apparently had a back injury that literally kept her bedridden for months. The storyline was that she was injured by Saraya. People don't remember that because it was so long ago. But Saraya and Ruby were the ones that injured her. Roderick Strong is backstage with Renee Paquette, and this is the dumbest fucking thing. So I get that Roddy's foot was on the ropes and the ref should have broke the hold. But he still tapped. His foot was on the ropes for mere seconds before he tapped out. So it's not like his foot was on the ropes for a whole minute or two before he tapped. His foot was barely on the ropes for maybe like 2 or 3 seconds before he tapped out to Hook. Yet he's now the number 1 contender for the FTW title. Yeah, no. That's not a good way to build up a challenger. Have him tap out to the champion, regardless if your foot was on the rope or not. He still tapped out to the champion. So I'm a big fan of this. Hook then stormed in and was like, "Hey, you want to fight me for the belt? I'll fight you for the belt tonight." Strong then yelled, "Hook! I ain't fighting you in this dump named Milwaukee. When I'm ready to fight you, you'll know." And I go, this stupid ass shit again. Roderick Strong's the number 1 contender, but he's going to wait till he's ready to do the match. No, that's not how this works. First off, you didn't even earn the goddamn match. So, yeah, not a big fan of any of this. Not a fan at all of any of this. Pick that fan on real fast. Getting warm in here. We then see, this is another just, what? This is another weird segment with Roddy's wife, Marina Shafir. This storyline, I don't know where the hell it's going. Marina Shafir is arriving at the arena, beating up people backstage. Moxley then strolls up, walk up on somebody else. She beats them up. They then walk up to Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. Moxley looks at Perry, and I'm like, oh, well, this man is fighting your friend in the BCC soon. And he goes, I don't care what people say. You're a sweet kid. And I go, what? Tell me you're no longer in the BCC without telling me you're no longer in the BCC. Moxley and Shafir then just walk off, and they say they're coming out next. And then we basically get nothing. They come down to the ring. Mox grabs a mic. And he's like, I wonder if I can see Darby Allin out there anywhere. No, I can't. He's not here tonight in Milwaukee. He's like, many, many years ago, about this kid. Nobody really knew. He had nothing at the time. He was sleeping in his car. Beat the piss out of him for 20 minutes. They looked up at me and smiled, and I knew that guy, he's got something. He's going to be special. Darby walks his own path with reckless abandon. And I respect that. That's not something he's entitled to. As Moxley is an impatient man. He doesn't want to apply pressure, so don't make me, he says. I just want to talk. He's like, Darby, I just want to talk. They drops the mic and him and Marina leave. What? What the fuck is this? I don't know what this storyline is, where this story is going. No mention of last week with Tony Schiavone other than on commentary when he was just like, Tony, this ain't your company anymore. They briefly mentioned that on commentary, but then it was more of the, Darby, I need to talk to you. Darby, we need to have a talk. Bye. Huh? I don't know what this storyline is, where the crap it's going, but yeah. This is a head scratcher. Renee gets them backstage with the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho once again brought up the $7,000 jacket that Orange Cassidy ruined years ago. Really makes me think we're going to get another Orange Cassidy Jericho match here soon. I know we're going to get Orange Cassidy and Brian Keith in a number 1 contenders match on Collision, but I don't know. Anyways, we see footage of the orange juice being poured on the inner circle, and Jericho said that I never forget. Brian Keith is going to get revenge this week on Collision, which, if you don't know, that match, Brian Keith and Cassidy, the winner will then move on to a fatal 4-way with the Continental Championship on the line and All Out. Cassidy walks in and says, "We'll make it easy. If he beats him on Collision, we'll give Jericho 7,000," and then strolls off. So basically, he was like, "Your boy can beat me. I'll pay you back for the jacket." So then we had Mariah May defending the AEW Women's Championship against Nyla Rose, who has done nothing to deserve this title shot. Nothing. Like, didn't she just recently have like a TBS title match she lost? Hold on. Nyla Rose cage match. Let's see. Let's pull up Nyla Rose matches. Nyla Rose is on a 2-match winning streak against 2 people I've never heard of on Rampage. Then she lost to Saraya and beat Harley Cameron. But yes, right here. Less than 2 months ago, the 7th of July, she lost to Mercedes with the TBS title on the line. Since then, she has gone, not counting tonight, 3-1. 3-1. Anyways, slow start here for this match. Crowd wasn't really into it. You can say that the crowd kind of got into it by the end, but it was more of just like some people started liking it. But that was really because like nobody was reacting at the start. So they got some people. May slapped Rose right at the start, showed no fear to the little bigger woman. Rose then launched her into the corner. May avoided a beast bomb and kept slapping Rose in the face before Rose flattened her with a charging crossbody. It was a body slam into a leg drop that kept Rose in control until May hung her throat first on the ropes and connected with a missile drop kick into a commercial break. May at one point dodged a corner charge and hit a shotgun drop kick and only got a 1 off of it. Both ladies then got to their feet and went for headbutts. At the same time, both collapsed for a reset. Each took turns with charges in the ropes before a German suplex stacked up May. Corner splash connected as a lariat flattened May for a 2. May then escaped a beast bomb yet again, tried a crossbody, but Rose rolled through into a power slam. Only May rolled to the outside. Referee Aubrey Edwards then went to check on May, and then she kind of like used the referee as a distraction kind of thing, and then she ran over to Nyla, who for some reason was just standing on the steps, pulled the leg out, and Nyla went face first down into the steps. And then May also hit a running knee. May demanded the count, and Rose barely jumped back in like 9.5, almost 10. May connected on a charging knee, hit a Storm Zero, and hinder Nyla Rose, that is, to retain the AEW Women's Championship. Kind of a nothing match, if I'm going to be completely honest. It was just there. Some people were into Mariah winning, but you say that because nobody was into this match at the beginning. Then we get a very weird segment here. Deonna Purrazzo is sitting in a room with candles all around her, stating, the Texas Bull Rope match is supposed to go another way. I was supposed to win that, not Thunder Rosa. But that wasn't my magnum opus, and I'm coming back for one. This week on Collision, I'm gonna get back on the. She basically said, this week on Collision, I'm gonna get back on the right track. And then they tell her she's facing Shida. And I go, what? Huh? You literally do a video segment for a woman who wants to get back on the right path, to get back in the winning ways. And then say her next match is with the number 1 contender for the TBS championship the night before I can't even speak because this is so stupid and fucking dumb. Shida is challenging Mercedes on Saturday for the belt. There is no way Shida is losing this match. Yeah, you just aired a video saying that Deonna Purrazzo's coming back with the vengeance. Deonna Purrazzo's going to get her winning ways back about her, and she's going to get on a streak and this and that and blah, blah, blah. She's going to make art. Make art and losing to Shida on Friday? God, is this dumb. It's not, hey, you book somebody and what? You don't have somebody cut a freaking promo saying, yeah, I lost my last match, but I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm coming back, and I'm coming back with the vengeance to show you guys how good I really am. And I could be wrong, but she ain't beating Shida. she ain't beating Shida on Friday. So why air this video? Why? Okay. Two things here. Why does she need to face Shida? You could have had her face anybody else and have her get that win. If you really want to do this, I'm coming back. I'm going to show you what art really is, and I'm going to get back, you know, do the thing that I want, win matches, or however she said it. So, A, why does it need to be against Shida? And B, why does she even need to have a match on Friday? She's got the title match on Saturday. You can have Deonna face anybody. Have her face one of the Renegades. Robin had a match tonight, so have Charlotte Renegade have a match on Friday against Deonna. Deonna can win. But this is just stupid booking. They literally set up production and filmed this video in whatever this room was with Deonna Purrazzo and the candles all around her sitting at this table, and she's cutting this promo. I didn't have my magnum opus, but I'm coming back. I'm going to create art and show you who I really am. A loser? I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, but I'm 99.9% sure she ain't beating Shida. God damn. This is stupid booking right here. So speaking of the TBS Women's Champion, or it's the TBS Champion actually, Mercedes Moné comes out to cut a promo. They talked about her win over, or excuse me, let me say that again. They talked about her win last Friday over Momo Watanabe at NJPW Capital Collision, defending her championship there. Taz seemed to be the only one to chant CEO in the entire building. Like literally nobody in the crowd was chanting it, but Taz was on commentary. Moné then ran down to Karushida, asking how she could be the ace when she's not the face of TBS. Crowd then chants, "Holy Shida! Holy Shida!" As Moné said that she's the face of the whole damn company. Moné hit her signature line before Shida was shown on the big screen. Shida said in her last match, Moné was one katana away from losing, thanks to her watchdog. Moné knows that she can't beat the ace. Christopher Danielson walks in and said Camille is a great competitor, but when ringside, she's a nuisance and is banned from ringside at All Out. She said that she knows Moné knows some Japanese, so sayonara, bitch. That is a good wrinkle there, that Camille is going to be banned from ringside for this match. And it's like, okay, so should Camille be banned from ringside for every Mercedes match? Because it would make sense if like Camille's already attacked Shida and stuff, but I don't know. It's like, okay, if that's the case, should they ban every manager from ringside? Every heel manager? Don, who really doesn't do anything but sit on commentary. Prince Nana, who sometimes gets involved. It's like, where's the logic in this? As far as like, you like, oh, Camille always gets involved, so she's banned. Okay, so that means Camille should always be banned? So if another manager or what would you even call her, muscle, gets involved in something, they should be banned next time? I don't know. It's just weird. The leader backstage, and Jack Perry said 3 years ago, All Out 2021, Chicago. He was in the ring the very moment Bryan Danielson arrived in AEW, not returned, but arrived. Perry promised himself that one day he'd stand in that ring again with the American Dragon. Fast forward earlier this year, he was sitting at home and heard Danielson's career was coming to an end. Perry didn't give up, changed who he was, went to Japan, and did it by himself. Danielson could have helped someone like Perry, but he didn't, as Danielson only cares about his fairy tale ending. Saturday, at All Out, it's not going to be a happy ending. Matthew Jackson said that they'll do anything to make sure the AEW World title comes back to where it belongs, with the Elite. So, we're going to have a bunch of shenanigans in this match. I can feel it already. Danielson walks out to a loud ovation from the crowd and joins commentary for our main event match. It is a non-title trios match Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta taking on the AEW International Champion Will Ospreay, Kyle O'Reilly, and Orange Cassidy. Fun match. Really great main event. Crowd was into this just about the entire time. This is a good, how do I say it? Closing match of the night, I guess. So you have this great party match, this fun, just everybody going all out match before that heavy closing angle. Danielson said it was motivating to hear the Elite said that they will try anything to take the title from him, as he wants to have the best AEW title reign ever. Well, Perry has some friends. Danielson does too, and they're in the ring right now. O'Reilly and Yuta started off the match with some technical wrestling, as O'Reilly quickly snapped an arm breaker, but Yuta escaped, and Cassidy made the tag. It was a fast-paced double team from Orange and Kyle, who let Yuta... Oh, hold on. For some reason I have a paragraph here out of place. Here we go. A fast-paced double team from O'Reilly and Cassidy, who let Yuta kind of like get his wits about him before a slugfest. Remember, Cassidy and Yuta used to kind of be a thing where like Yuta was Cassidy's young boy or whatever. There's an angle slam from Yuta as Pac came in and chucked Cassidy to Ospreay, who said he wants Pac. The crowd was hyped up as a lightning quick series of counters took place until Ospreay dodged a leg sweep, hit a snap drop kick, and then all six men jumped in the ring as we went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Cassidy fought out of the clutches of Yuta, who hit a rolling German before Cassidy ultimately escaped, only for Castagnoli to make the tag and clean house. Pac then quickly tagged in and wanted an avalanche brainbuster, but Cassidy broke free. He dove for a DDT, but Pac caught him with an overhead throw into a brutalizer. Ospreay then broke this all up, but got popped by Castagnoli, who viciously sent him into the barricade. There's a fastball special hit by Yuta and Castagnoli, but O'Reilly broke up the pin. O'Reilly then paid for it as Castagnoli demolished him with uppercuts. After being isolated for an extended period of time in the ring, Cassidy finally broke free and dove for Ospreay to the hot tag. Pac bailed though. Yuta and Castagnoli then took the punishment as Ospreay hit the corkscrew kick on Yuta, allowing Pac and him to face off. O'Reilly then charged in and shot on Pac. He didn't shoot him. Pow! No, he shot on Pac with like a double leg. And things went to a break before Pac and Ospreay could go at it again. When things returned, the crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." Not sure for what, they didn't tell us, but they just were. Castagnoli is wearing out Cassidy with anvil elbows. Cassidy then answered with a deja vu that sent Castagnoli to the floor, where Cassidy hit a dive. Then Yuta soon thereafter hit a dive of his own. O'Reilly flew off the apron with a knee as Pac hit a somersault dive, but Ospreay was there with a slingshot forearm. Pac and Ospreay then fought up on the ramp, but Yuta cut them off, eating a hook kick in the process. Ospreay wanted to go for the hidden blade, but Pac tried to sneak in for a poison Rana, only this time Ospreay had it scouted, threw him off the stage, did a big old flip somersault dive off the stage, and we didn't see the two for the rest of the match. Cassidy at one point hit a top rope DDT on Castagnoli, who ducked an orange punch, dodged a deja vu, but ate a stung dog millionaire and a beach break for a close 2. Cassidy and O'Reilly then delivered yes kicks as Castagnoli collapsed. Yuta put a stop to this with a high-low and then was sent to the outside as O'Reilly tried to lock in a guillotine on Castagnoli, but couldn't ever fully get it locked in. Castagnoli started to fade at one point, but ultimately powered out, threw Kyle off of him, hit him with an uppercut, 10 revolutions of the big swing, and then Yuta flew in with a dropkick, and they picked up the victory. The baby faces, I guess you would say. No, not the baby faces. They're all freaking baby faces in this. It's weird. Hold on. Here's my question. Pac a baby face or a heel? He seems like he's a heel, but he's teaming with 2 baby faces, and then they took on 3 baby faces. So it is 5 baby faces and a Pac? I don't know. Who's the heels here? Pac seems awful heelish, but he's teaming with Claudio and Wheeler, who are for sure not heels. I don't know. Honestly, if you guys don't know, it was really supposed to be the Lucha Bros and Pac, the Death Triangle, winning them trios titles. And so, like, Claudio and Wheeler were not supposed to be part of any of this originally, I don't think. Because the original plan was Death Triangle winning the trios championships at All Out, or All In. Anyways, Danielson comes down to the ring to celebrate. And in comes the Elite to attack. The Bucks and Okada and Jack Perry all lay the boots down. They take down Danielson. They take everybody else down while Perry grabs a chair. Castagnoli and Yuta make the save, leading to Danielson saying that it's time for Perry to get his fucking head kicked in. The Bucks and Okada pull him out to safety. Claudio then grabs the mic and say, hey, I want to win a bunch of gold. I got trios belts, but you guys got tag titles that I want. I don't have a match at All Out. Yuta over here doesn't have a match at All Out. How about it's us two versus you two for the tag titles? And then the Bucks are like, I don't know about that. And Jack's just sitting there going, like he's shocked at what's going on here. And then moments later, we learn the match is official. What? You want a trios match against what? Against just guys? And all of a sudden you got a tag title shot? Because you just asked for it? Yeah, because that's how things work. Sure. Okay. But yeah, it is official. Pac. No, I mean, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli will challenge the Young Bucks at All Out for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Highly doubt they win the titles. I think it's the Young Bucks retaining once again. But moving forward, we had our awesome main event segment. It was the contract signing. You know me, I'm not a big fan of contract signings, especially after matches are already officially announced by the fucking owner of the company. But this was good because this was different. Swerve comes out, big ovation from the crowd in Milwaukee. Him and Prince Nana get into the ring. Tony Schiavone's there to moderate. Tony says, yeah, we know, no physicality. You guys aren't going to touch. We got Swerve here. Let's bring out Hangman Adam Page. Hangman's music hits, and it plays, and it plays. No Hangman. Swerve sitting in his chair. He's just looking. And then he goes, wait. He looks behind him to make sure Page ain't going to try and get him from behind. Tony Schiavone then says, let me try this again. Hangman Adam Page. We still get no Hangman. All of a sudden, we hear knocking at a door. We see it's Hangman at that house we saw earlier, Swerve's childhood home. We hear Hangman say, whose house? Whose house? Page wouldn't give Strickland the satisfaction of signing the contract to the match they know is going to happen anyways. Strickland then slipped up. He said, you showed the world and me something important to you, your childhood home. Page can envision Strickland's mom walking on these dirty floors while his father tells him to shut the hell up so he can hear the television. Knowing the man Strickland turned out to be, Page bets Strickland's father didn't love him at all and regrets even having him. What a wonderful world it must be if Strickland was never born, Hangman says. Page is then seen with a gas can and starts dousing the house in gasoline. Strickland knows what's about to happen, and he starts losing it in the ring. Page then says, much like you, sitting outside my house watching me take my pregnant wife to the hospital, choice must be made between hate and success, vengeance and peace. But for Page, it's not much of a choice. They're all one and the same. Page told Strickland for months that there's been nothing he wanted more in life than to burn Strickland's world to the ground. Page says if he couldn't have been the one to take the world title from Strickland, then he's glad to help have it slip through his fingers. This Saturday, he'll take Strickland's pride, dignity, and he will make him beg for mercy and forgiveness, which he won't give him anyways. He says the night is long and time to say goodbye. Not for me, but for Strickland. Say goodbye to any chance of ever holding the AEW World Championship again. Say goodbye to your health, career, joy, and happiness. Well, tonight, you get some practice. Tonight, you could say goodbye to Swerve's house. Page then lights a match, looks at the match for a second, and throws it down on the floor. There's a line of gasoline on the floor that leads to the house, and the house is engulfed in flames. Strickland is in the ring on his knees crying as Taz says, but there will be hell to pay come Saturday. Now, the crowd was chanting something. I think this is arson, but it cut so quickly to the end of the show, like faded off the air, that I couldn't fully tell if that's what they were saying, but it sounded like they were chanting, "This is arson." And this was awesome. Paige was so good here. Again, I've seen so many comparisons to, "He saw this, Randy Orton did it to Bray Wyatt." No. We have seen something like this before. But again, like I said, there's not much of, we haven't seen this before in wrestling anymore. Most things we've already seen. Like people invading people's homes, people attacking people in parking lots. We see that all the time. People, attacking people backstage. That's done all the time. It's just like, there's so many things that we've already seen. Bryan Danielson's whole storyline is Ric Flair leading into WrestleMania 24. Until I lose, I'm still here. So, yeah. I already hate that everyone's trying to make the comparisons, because this was awesome. Yes, it's similar to the Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt story that they did, where Bray had his barn where his sister was laid to rest, burned down by Randy Orton. But they did this in a different way with a different story. And so, hey, kudos. This is freaking awesome. This was amazing. I thought Paige was perfect. His delivery was perfect. His promo that he cut was perfect. It was just all done to a T. Chef's kiss, as they say. So, yeah. Great way to end the show and great way to get us hyped up for the pay-per-view, because they ain't going to do that on Collision and Rampage. They have 3 hours on Friday. There's just going to be matches. There will be some matches with consequence, like, where is it? Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith. Winner gets into the 4-way for the Continental title. Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer. Winner gets into the 4-way for the Intercontinental, or for the Continental title. And then Takeshita and Mortis. Winner gets into the Continental title match. Thinking about it, why would they call it the Continental title? I get why, but why? When that is so close to Intercontinental title? Like, we don't want to copy WWE, so we're going to take the inner off the name. Whatever. Also on Collision and Rampage this week, we got an all-star 8-man. Bryan Danielson, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli taking on the Elite. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, Kazuchika Okada, and Jack Perry. Garcia will take on Deonna Purrazzo. And then the House of Black will take on MXM Collection in what they're calling a Fashion Friday fight, whatever. I don't even know. But they need to cut this fucking gimmick off. It's one of the worst gimmicks Vince made in the last decade. And what? They've actually made the freaking Maximum Male models worse. I hate this gimmick. It is stupid. It is dumb. And they need to nix it. Like, Mace and Mansoor, or whatever they're calling themselves now, are both really good. Good in the ring, good on the mic. But doing this gimmick, it's just, no. No. But let me get the poll here going for people watching on Twitch. What did... so the Pop Run says MXM is great and over. No, it is not over. It got over in that building in Dallas at the Arlington Esports Arena, but since then, it's been nothing. Brr. So no, don't tell me it got over. It got over with one select small crowd in one area that they ran like for 6 weeks. Other than that, no, it ain't working anywhere else. You think of Dynamite? Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. Also, following this live stream, we'll be live twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Jumping into some Fortnite because the new update came out today. We got the stuff halfway through the season. Doom is here to unlock. New Doom armor you can find and get and kill people with. So, going to be jumping into that and playing some Fortnite here shortly as well. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. But as far as all of this does go, as far as the polls, let's refresh all of these. Boom, boom, and Boom. As far as the threads poll does go, 80% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right. Looking over at the Twitter X poll, 40% liked the show, 36% thought it was just all right, and 22% didn't like it. Those aren't good numbers. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 71% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. Person says, Hangman Page destroyed Swerve's mom house. This is going to be amazing Saturday. Yeah. This person says, I liked it, and this person says, I didn't watch. Well, hey, fucker. Then why comment? I don't want your comment anyways. I didn't ask, did you watch? I said, what did you think of the show? Which means, if you watched it, did you like it? Did you think it was just all right? Or did you not like it? Is there a did you watch or not option? No. Fuck off. As far as the live poll does go, 73% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. And finally, looking over on Twitch, 75% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right. Now, remember, this coming Saturday, we do have AEW All Out, and I'm going to run down the card here really fast. We do know that the Young Bucks will be defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Kazuchika Okada will be defending the AEW, the AEW Continental title against some guys, either Takeshita and Mordos, Briscoe or Archer, Cassidy or Keith. In a Chicago street fight that seems to no longer be for the CMLL Championship is Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. With the TBS Championship on the line, Mercedes Moné will be defending against Hikaru Shida. With the AEW International Championship on the line, Will Ospreay will be defending against Pac. MJF will be taking on Daniel Garcia. With the AEW World Championship on the line, Bryan Danielson will be defending against Jack Perry. And in what Fightful is reporting will be the main event of the show, in a steel cage, it's Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page. So that is 8 matches announced for the show. Tony, leave it at that. That's like perfect. I think an 8-match card is perfect. You don't need to go on Collision Rampage on Friday night like 4 more matches to get to your 11-12 like you like to do. So leave it at 8 and we'll have a good show. Really good show. Leave it at 8. Things can get time and then we're good to go. That's what I say. That's my suggestion. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, I'm going to jump over live on Twitch, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy to play some Fortnite, try to unlock the new Doctor Doom skin and all of that. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you back here live on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Have a good one, guys.